All right, so welcome. We're gonna follow our normal routine. We're gonna have a little meditation. We'll go through a bunch of stretches, mobility, things like that. And with a breathing technique that you will be able to use. And then we'll go on with our wonderful Wednesdays. A lot of people have put their name and email in the chat. If you haven't, make sure you do that before the class is over. And then we will get started. So we're going to start with our meditation. So go ahead, find a place where you're comfortable. Could be seated, could be standing. We're going to actually rub our fingers together, our fingertips, to help bring us into the moment. So go ahead, find a comfortable position. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. Fingertips are rubbing back and forth. I want you to feel that sensation. Going from one finger to the other, thumbs going back and forth. We're in this moment. It's a busy season coming up, but we're going to focus on the now. Breathing in, breathing out, slowing down. We're here right now. You're seated, standing, we're bringing in that sensation of our feet on the ground or our glutes in a seat.
What's up?
We're breathing in the moment. Eyes are closed. Let's take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Great job. Again, bringing our sensation, rubbing our fingertips together. Great job. We're going to take one more deep breath in. We're going to let it go. Our shoulders are feeling heavy. Our eyelids are heavy. We're slowing our breathing. And if our mind wanders, we bring it back to the sensation of our fingertips. All right, last deep breath here. Breathing in and letting go. Go ahead and open your eyes, coming back from our little meditation. This is a great meditation when you're feeling stressed, busy, just to bring you back into the now, into the focus of the present moment. Like I said, it's November, busy holiday month. It's a great strategy to come back to. All right, so we're gonna go into our stretching. So we're gonna start standing. So if you are seated for the meditation, go ahead and find yourself some space. We're gonna start with a nice side body stretch. So I'm planting my feet wider than my hips. One arm is coming down by my side. That other arm goes straight up. And we're going to lean. So the arm that is up is over our head. That other arm is sliding down our leg. We're going to hold this position. We're breathing. Nice side body stretch here. Great job. We're holding. Keep that bicep by the ear. You might have a large crescent shape. You might have a smaller range of motion. We're finding that range that's challenging but not painful. There we go. We're going to hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Go ahead, switch sides. So that other arm comes straight up, that other arm on the side, and we lean. A nice full side body stretch. Keep holding. Great job. Nice side body stretch. A crescent shape here. Holding. If you want, you can look up towards the ceiling. Getting into the neck a little bit. Yeah, we're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, and back up. All right. Working in our gonna do our hip circles here. So we're gonna place our hands on the hips. We'll send the hips back to the side, forward, side, back. Like we're creating a nice big circle with those hips. Like a slow motion hula hoop. There we go. We're breathing, moving our body within these ranges. Nice thing about this too is you might feel a little bit of stretch in that low back during parts of these hip circles. Here we go. We're gonna be here for 5, and then we're gonna switch directions. 3, 2, 1, switch. So now we're gonna go the other way. There we go. Big hip circles. You didn't switch directions, we just did. Moving those hips. Trying to go as far forward, side, back, side as you can. Be like a good range of motion here. Keep going. We're gonna be here for 5. 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, again, we got a lot of focus today on our hips. So we're now going to go into a split squat position. Going down, you can either hover the knee or bring that knee all the way down. And our hands are going to go up towards the ceiling, holding this position. So again, your knee could be on the ground or elevated. The option is yours, depending on your space. Getting in the hips, the shoulders, and we're holding. We're gonna hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. We're gonna keep the legs split. Keep the front foot planted. And go ahead and let the back heel come down. So my front foot toes are forward. My back foot toes are off to the side. And here we're going to lean into that front knee. Bring up that hip. You can bring your arms out to your side. And then look over your front arm. Yoga, this is a warrior 2 position. Getting into the hips, the quads. Great job. And we're holding this position. So the front knee is bent, back leg is straight. We're gonna hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. And now we're gonna switch sides. So now our other leg comes forward. Face the other way. That other leg is back. We're gonna come on down, and either the knee can be on the ground or we can keep it up a little bit and the arms come above our head. We're holding this position. Keep holding, and if you need to lower it all the way to the ground, you can do that also. Choice is yours. Breathe in. Reaching the hands as high as we can. Try and get those fingertips as high up as you can. And then you could be on the ground or slightly off the ground. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Go ahead and drop that back heel. So again, front toes are facing forward. Back are facing to the side. We're gonna bend into that front knee. Arms come out. And we're gonna look over that front arm. There we go. We're holding this position. You're feeling good, you can sink a little lower. We're holding. Breathing. Great job. Keep going, keep holding this position. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, come back up. All right, going into our low back. We're gonna go nice and wide with our feet, so wider than our hips. We're going to forward fold. So we're in a nice folded over position. Now we're gonna hold this position. Let your arms and head go heavy. And a little bit, the next thing we're gonna do within this position is take our hands towards our right foot. So go ahead, shift those hands towards your right foot. Might be touching your toes, the ground, shin, knee. All are good. We're just leaning towards that right side within our forward fold. Great job. We're gonna hang out here. Breathe in. Get a nice stretch. Try to keep those legs straight. All right, in 5 seconds, we're gonna shift our arms to the left. Go ahead and shift. We're bringing those hands towards that left side within that forward fold. This is just shifting that weight and we're holding that. So we've done our sways. We're now staying stationary at the end of those positions. Go. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Great job. So this next one is going to be a little bit of balance work. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand on one foot. It's called tree pose. We're then going to bring our other foot and it'll either rest on our shin or our inner thigh. Your choice. We're going to hold this position and work on our balance. Staying nice and tall. If you need to, you can always tap back down, come back up. The foot that is planted, think of pushing with your heel, big toe, and little toe. Again, we're holding this position. If you're feeling good, go ahead and play. Let your arms grow. And hold. Again, feel if you need something to help balance every now and then. You can check in with the wall. You can tap the floor to come back up. We're going to hang out here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come on down and switch sides. So we're going to take that other foot, plant it, and again, we're going to place the sole of our foot either on our shin or inner thigh. Again, try to avoid the knee. We don't need to add extra pressure into that knee. So another thing that helps with balance is find a point slightly in front of us that's not moving and focus on it. If you're feeling good, you can let those arms grow. You might notice balance on one side feels better than on the other. That is normal. It happens. We acknowledge it. We're in this moment. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Great job. All right, so the next thing we're going to work on is our neck. Come a little closer. So, first thing we are going to do is bring our ear towards our shoulder. We're going to hold it there for a couple seconds. And getting a nice long stretch through that neck. Breathe in. Great job. Go ahead, switch sides. Bring that ear to the other neck. And again, if there's something you do want stretch, just put it in the chat and I'll make sure we get to it. Go ahead, switch sides. This is your class, your stretch break. We'll always tailor it to what you need or want. Great job. Switch to the other side one last time here. Perfect. Come back to our neutral. And now we're going to turn our head from side to side. Hold for a couple seconds. And switch. It's like we're saying no in slow motion. And hold at that end range for 1 to 3 seconds and turn the head again. There we go. Let's go one more each side. Last one here. And now we're gonna do up and down as if we're saying yes. So we're gonna look real high up, hold for 1 to 3 seconds. And we're gonna tuck that chin in, looking down. So it's like a slow motion yes. And we're gonna bring the chin back down. Great job. Nice and slow and controlled. Last one up. Last one down. All right. Next one we're going to do, we're going to lace our fingers together. Then we're going to send our palms away from us. Keeping the hands up, parallel with the ground. You could be standing or seated. And we're going to hold this position. Pushing out with those palms, trying to push the hands away. They're clasped, pushing away. Feel it a little bit in your shoulders and your forearms. Yes. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going to raise this position into an overhead position. Go ahead and raise those arms up. Now we're going straight up. My hands are still clasped. They're just above my head. Bring it back to parallel. We're going to do that one more time. So in 5 seconds, we'll raise our clasped palms out towards the ceiling. Go ahead and raise back up. Again, you might be straight up, might only be here, wherever that range is, we accept it. Go ahead and hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. With our hands clasped, we're gonna get our wrists. Go ahead and twist those wrists. Make sure those wrists are nice and loose, leading into looser forearms. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, going back into our hips. I said we got lots of hip stuff today. We're gonna raise our knee up and we're gonna hug it into our chest and hold this position. So working on the balance a little bit. If you don't wanna work on the balance, you could always be against a wall, using the balance. You could also do this laying on your back. This hip flexor is nice and long, and we're contracting this one in. Whichever knee is hugged, we're also lengthening the hamstring into the glute. So keep holding. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, relax. We're gonna go into that other side now. Hug that knee into the chest. And everyone's range of motion, if your knee is only here, that's what it is. We're just trying to bring it as close as you can to that chest. Keep holding. Breathe in. Good job. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and let it go when you're ready. Go ahead and bring that foot down. We're going to go into our groin, and also a little bit into the hips. So go nice and wide with your feet. Sorry about about that. All right, so nice and wide. And we're gonna send our hips to one side. Whichever way you're leaning, that heel can come off the ground. On the other side, we're gonna have the toes going up. Feel a stretch on the leg that's straight in that groin area. And then in the hip that we're leaning in. You can use those hands to help balance. Again, if you can't come all the way down, just going a range of motion you can. Whatever your range of motion is, you'll still feel that stretch in that inner groin area. Breathe in. Hanging out here. You can keep your chest up. Go ahead and try and keep up. If we were here together, we'd be able to make eye contact and see what the other person is doing. All right, we're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. What we do to one side, we're gonna do to the other. So go ahead, send that hip to the other side. Again, that heel can come off the ground. It's not the focus. And we're gonna point our straight leg toes towards the ceiling, the sky, clouds, wherever we are. We're stretching that inner groin. Notice it's colder out. Your muscles are gonna be a little stiffer with the cold weather. They take longer to warm up, to move. Good job. We're holding this position. Again, your range of motion, wherever it is, you might be up here. That's okay. We're gonna be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. All right. Next one we're going to do in the hips is we're going to take one foot, cross it over. So I have my right foot forward, my left leg back, and then whichever leg is in back, you're going to send that hip out. And that arm comes up. So it's just like the crescent we started with, but now our feet are crossed. So whichever leg is back, that's the arm that's up, and the hip that's going away from you. What this is doing is this is stretching that IT band, which comes from your top of your hip all the way through your knee. There we go. Keep holding. Keep going. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Uncross those feet and switch. So now my left foot is forward, my right leg is back. Again, whichever leg is in the back, that arm goes up, and we send that hip out. And you might not get as much range of motion, you might get more range of motion compared to where we were with our crescent in the beginning. And we hold. Here we go. And the back leg is the one that where the hip is out and the arm is up. So if your right arm is up, your right leg is back, and your right hip is popped out. All right, great job. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. All right, going into some thoracic spine, shoulder work. We're gonna bring our arms straight out in front of us. We did these last week for the first time. We're gonna do our book openers. So you're gonna take one arm, open it up behind you. So we got a nice open book here. That other arm stays in front. And then we windshield wiper that arm above our head and back to our starting position. Go ahead, open the book. Windshield wiper close. Open the book. It's a great book. And we windshield wiper it close. This time try and let your eyes follow the hand that's moving. So it's falling back as I open, going up and over with the windshield. Last one. We open the book. We windshield wiper it closed. Go ahead and switch sides. Again, now our other arm is moving. Open the book. Windshield wiper it closed. Our eyes are following the moving hand. Nice and controlled. We're not speed reading here. And windshield wiper closed. 2 more. Open the book. And windshield it closed. Last one here. Open the book. And windshield wiper it closed. Awesome. The next stretch, we're going to do our pelvic tilts. This is going to stretch the core and back. It is a similar movement or idea as cat-cow, except we're going to do it standing. So what you're going to do, so if you need to, you can put your hands on your hips. We're going to dump our hips forward, and then we're going to bring them in. It's a little awkward. What this is doing is it's similar to cat-cow. So you can feel your hip bone, you let it come forward, and then we're tugging it in with our rib cage. Down forward, tilting it in. There we go. So one more round here. Go ahead and dump those hips. And then we're going to tilt them in. Good job. So now we're going to do similar motion with those hips, except we're going to go from side to side. So one way that helps is I find if I bring my toes up on the side I'm bringing up, we're just tilting the pelvis side to side, making sure our hip and spine is able to move in all our directions here. When I bring my hip up, I'm bringing my toe, coming on my toes slightly. We're going to do this for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. All right, one more arm stretch here. We're going to bring one arm above our head. We're going to bend it and we're going to grab that elbow. This is going to get those triceps. Here we go. And hold in this position. Hold in that elbow. Good job. And hold in the position. Again, other versions, ways you can do this is if you can't reach your elbow, you can kind of hang on to your hand. Also hang out here. Whichever way works for you. Again, this is stretching that back of the arm and the tricep. Breathe in. We're gonna hold for 5, 3, 2, 1, relax. Go ahead, raise that other arm up. Bring the hand down like you're giving yourself a pat on the back. And then we're gonna grab that elbow. Great job. This is our last upper body stretch. One more lower, one more core, and then we will do our breath work. Breathe in. Relaxing into it. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right. So the next lower body one we're going to do is we're going to work those ankles. We did our wrists. Now we're going to get the ankles. So you could be seated, standing, use something to help balance, but we're going to lift one foot up. And we got ankle circles. Rotating those toes in a nice big circle. Here we go. Breathe in. And to be seated. Could be using something to help balance. Your choice, your workout. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going to switch directions. And reverse, other way. There you go. Some good movement. We're getting up, down, seated. We want to make sure those ankles have a good range of motion. We're going to be here for 3, 2, 1. Put that foot down. Now we're going to get into our other ankle. So we lift our other foot and ankle circles. Here we go. Doing great. So we had some newer stretches. We have some other stretches we come back to. Curious. If you haven't put your name, email in the chat, go ahead and do that. But also let me know what one of your favorite stretches is. What felt great for you today? Go ahead and switch directions. We're in that other way with the ankle. Good job. Ankle circles for 5, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And then the last stretch we're going to do, we're just going to do some thoracic twists. So our feet are planted, arms are out slightly, and we're rotating back and forth. There we go. So we got full body with a lot of emphasis on our hips, hip flexors today. There we go. We're going to be here for 5, 3, 2, 1, relax. And now we're going to get into our breath work. Awesome. So just checking the chat quick. I did record this video, and you can let Juanita know you want a recording of it. And then she'd be able to email it to you, because afterwards I'm going to email it to her. All right, so our breath work today is nostril breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 fingers together. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through one nostril, close them both, and then we're going to breathe out the other. So a good visualization is the air is coming in one nostril, out the other. And then we're doing the same motion back and forth. So go ahead, bring your 2 fingers together. Let's go ahead and close our right nostril. We're breathing in through our left. Go ahead and close both nostrils. Open up the right and breathe out. Now we're going to breathe in through the right nostril. Close off both. Open the left, let it out. In through the left, close both, out through the right. In through the right, close both, out through the left. In through the left, close both, out through the right. Last time. In through the right, close both, out through the left. Awesome job. All right. So we need to just put in the link where the recorded videos will be posted, so you'll be able to access them there. I'm going to stop our recording.